First impressions are crucial. They can make or break an opportunity, and someone can make an assumption about you in less than 20 seconds. And I enjoy Mario Party Star Rush for the 3DS. The 3DS, home of a lot of good games, and honestly looking back at the console, I feel like the library was pretty substantial and one of the better Nintendo handhelds to have come out. But here's where the fun begins. Homebrewing 3DSs can lead to having some fun on the system, especially after January 2022, when the eShop will be closing for Wii U and 3DS. Homebrew allows you to install 3DS games, DLC backups, virtual console games to your SD card, and you can play them cartridge free. You can also play Nintendo DS ROMs, import save files, and use cheats. What if you use cheats on Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures? What is wrong with you? Last year I ended up buying not one but two modded 3DSs. Why? I like Pikachu in the color blue, what can I say? But these things came packed with games, and still to this day I have yet to play them all. So today we're going to be looking at all the games that came with those modded 3DSs. We're not going to be looking at any of the virtual console games because that would just be like reviewing every other game that came out before the 3DS, and we're just not getting into that right now. Yoshi's New Island, a bleak look on the Yoshi Island series, brings it to the 3DS. The art style tries to be different, but I think Yoshi's Woolly World would have looked way better than this wannabe Van Gogh painting. And be sure not to get hit because Baby Mario's gonna have a fit. And when he starts screaming, oh boy, let me tell ya. I don't know what I wanted more, to cut my hand off or throw my 3DS away. There's just something about this game that screams, oh no. I'd much rather play the original for the Super Nintendo, and as much as the series tries to move forward in a new direction, we've seen Yoshi's Crafted World, and we all know the anomaly that game was. As a guy who has never played a WarioWare game before, this one seems to encapsulate the series, a bunch of fun mini-games that progressively get faster. So bringing WarioWare to the 3DS seemed like a no-brainer, but now that the Switch has its own version, who cares? At least the mini-games are fun. I think that's the only upside to this title. I know I should knock it down just because of a later game in the series, but I don't think anyone would pick this game over the newer one. NES Remix, a game where you get to play games inside of games. You get to play the best of the NES on this title, but you don't get the actual games. Instead, there are specific minigames with goals inside them that you have to complete, and once you do, ta-da, you're playing NES Remix. I played this one right after WarioWare Gold, and to be honest, the minigames don't seem fulfilling, and I wish there was some unlockables to where you could play the full games, but sadly there isn't. As a minigame collection, and a poor one at that, NES Remix gets a 2 out of 7. Oh boy, this one got the kiss of the WarioWare Gold. It's just not as fun as I remember, and now that you can play Smash Ultimate in handheld mode, this game has no right to be called the best portable Smash. The game is so slow, and somehow the controls felt confusing after playing Ultimate for so long. There's just no reason to come back to this title. If you don't have a Switch and love Smash, I still wouldn't recommend this title. Paper Mario Sticker Star. I think we can all agree Paper Mario Sticker Star is pretty bad, and if you want to hear more about that, be sure to leave a comment down below and I'll make a video about it. Mario Kart 7, also known as the Mario Kart where they started naming them numbers, this game is just lacking in content. Play online, local, multiplayer, or solo, and that's it. It just feels so empty, and I would much rather play any other game. Oh, f*** me. This Mario Kart has some good maps, but it's just not enough to satisfy the avid Mario Kart lover. I just wish there was more to this game. Holy shit, it's Mario, is what I would have said if this game wasn't the most bare bones game I've ever had the displeasure of playing. It's just not fun, and it felt like all the magic from New Super Mario Bros. DS and Wii was gone, and only this mess was there to replace it. I get it though, after seeing the success of the DS and Wii versions, Nintendo had to make a title for the 3DS, and I just wish they tried a little harder. This game also makes your thumb want to detach itself from your body and crawl away, so just, be careful of that. Pokemon Sun. It's Pokemon. Pokemon Ultra Sun. It's Pokemon. One of the only games I first played upon getting these 3DSs. It was so enjoyable even with its linear level design. This is obviously the superior Mario title for the 3DS, and boy does it sure have more content than that other one. I have yet to finish the game, and who knows if I ever will, but the time I spent playing the game was enjoyable, and that's something that is yet to come up when playing these games. Mario Party Star Rush, known as the game where you can finally play as Toad. You are set on a map and can move around freely. You can either go for coins and allies, or try to reach the boss for stars. And I hate to say it, but I actually enjoyed this one. There's just something about moving freely, collecting the allies, defeating all the bosses. It's just fun for me. I just think if this game was branded as something else, like a Toad's Minigame Kingdom or something, then it would have gotten better audience reviews and people wouldn't be comparing it to all the other Mario parties. Donkey Kong Country Returns. Donkey Kong is back at it again with this Wii U game ported to the 3DS. The game itself is good, the level design is clear, picking up letters across stages as collectibles, easy to learn movements and controls. The only downside is playing it on the 3DS. If anyone wants to play a Donkey Kong game, why not Donkey Kong Returns for the Wii U, or better yet, Tropical Freeze for the Switch? It kind of sucks, but this game has been outdated by all the other new Donkey Kong games. There was only one thing I was looking forward to, and yes, you can play Sega games. This Sega collection comes with all the games. Puyo Puyo 2, Sonic, Thunderblade, Galaxy Force 2. Have I mentioned I'm not a Sega fan? Yeah, this is a cute collection, but if you don't like any of these games, there's not much fun to be had. The only thing I really liked was when you can access the menu while in a game and switch to a new one. I just really like that they added this feature. As a guy who has never played any Metroid before, I can say, hey, at least it's not Paper Mario Sticker Star. Don't get me wrong, this game seems to be good. Only after playing the first level, but after that I thought, yeah, this ends now. The only things to do are shoot enemies and make it to the end of each level, and even through the first level the enemies felt like bullet sponges, and that just isn't really appealing to me. Will this game make me never play another Metroid? No, I'm certain I'll try the franchise in some other way, but this one just isn't the one for me. After only ever hearing about this game and how bad it is, I finally got around to playing it, and to be honest, the only thing I love more than Mario Party is spamming the A button on a 3DS. The only good thing about this game are the mini-games, but isn't that the whole point of the game? Why make a Mario Party title without any boards, and is this even the top 100 minigames? Who knows? I never voted in any polls on what minigames I like, but the only thing really to do is go through Minigame Island, but then what? Replay the same minigames over and over again for no reason? I don't think so. Guess you could say I'm a little late to the party on this one. So late, in fact, that the server shut down of March this year. Mario Maker for the 3DS was pretty big for the system in my eyes, as Mario Maker was the sole reason some people even bought and played a Wii U. People just enjoyed the title that much. And having it for the handheld was pretty cool, if nothing else. But it just stinks that nowadays there's really only a couple things you could even do in the game. Captain Toad as a character is so cool. I never thought I would like this guy dressed up in this explorer gear, but this game for the 3DS just feels so wrong. At least the Wii U had the gamepad and the Switch has 2 analog sticks. I tried to use my stylus to play the game and realized, how am I gonna hit the A button? Well, it's forcing you to do some contortionist move with your hand or just use your pudgy fingers, and neither of those options sound pleasing to me. Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright Trilogy. Not much to say about this one. If you like Ace Attorney, you get the full trilogy in this title. All around, probably one of the best pickups on this list if there wasn't the same game already made for the Switch. That seems like a huge problem with some of these games. There are just better versions on better consoles. Not to take anything away from the game, but why release a version for 2 consoles that are both handheld capable? I mean, who has a 3DS, loves all of these Nintendo games, and still doesn't have a Switch? I guess this just goes to show that while the 3DS has some fun titles, a lot of them feel tedious and bare bones. And I wish this wasn't the case. Before playing all these games, I had envisioned the 3DS as the best Nintendo handheld console. You know, except for the Switch, of course. But I think playing all of these games made me realize something. You should enjoy the things you have now. Because someone could break into your house, steal all your Switch games and your Switch, and then you'd be playing Smash Bros. For the 3DS again.